Hi, I'm Brian. I will be demonstrating the stories for Team 5, the groceries app or website that we have open on the right, and I will be running down the stories on the left. As a shopper, I want to search for grocery items based on keyword, location, and grocery store so that I can find the item that I need. The test is keyword search milk. So let me just go to the search tab first. Milk. User types milk into the search bar without applying any filters. Expected outcome. Items that match the keyword milk are returned. Yep, that works. All right. Next one is location filter search. Applied Uptown Mall. User selects Uptown Mall from the filters. So we go to filters. Just see if it's hidden. No, there's no location. So I can't select location. It's going to make that as red. Okay, next test. Grocery store filter applied. Let me just clear the filter. Okay. User selects Metro Plus. Expected outcome. Only items available at Metro Plus stores are shown. Let me search. Metro Plus. All right. Consider that green. But because one of the tests failed, I'm going to mark that as red. As a shopper, I want to be able to filter or sort by price or category so I can find the best or most convenient item that I need. Test. Apply category filter only. User selects bakery from the category dropdown without any other filters. Let me clear that. Let's go to bakery. Search. The system returns all grocery items labeled under the bakery category. Next test. Apply both price and category filters. User selects category beverages. Let me clear everything. Beverages. Price range $3 to $8. $3 to $8. Search. Only beverage items priced between $8 and $3 are shown. Okay. Yep, $4 and $5. Let me clear and just see beverages so we can see. Yep, premium ground coffee was around $9. It was filtered out. So that's going to be marked green. Okay, next test. Apply price range filter only. User selects price filter to $5 to $10 without selecting the category or keyword. Expected outcome, all grocery store items priced within $5 to $10 range are returned. Let's clear everything. 5 to 10. Multiple different stores, different categories. All right, there's a minor typo. Okay. Keyword search with no filters. User enters the keyword organic into the search bar without applying any other filters. Expected outcome, all items matching the keyword organic are shown, regardless of store, location, or price. Try that. Oh, clear all filters. Try it again. Organic, search. Oh, okay. Organic apples, organic bananas, organic baby spinach, different stores, different categories. All right. Not that one, this one. Okay. So I'm listing this one as correct. All right, on to the next story. As a shopper, I want to apply multiple filters and sorting at once so I can find particular items. The test is apply location, category, and price range filters together. Select location, downtown market. Location's not an option, so already this is not going to work as a test. Okay, apply keyword search with sorting by price, low to high. Search keyword cheese. I'll put in cheese, search. So there's 2 items. Expected. Sort price low to high. I assume it's just already price low to high. Cheese, aged cheese. I'll try it with the organic example before, so it's better suited. Okay, there we go. That makes more sense. So I think it's just that cheese is a bad example because cheese is already sorted low to high. It works, but it was a poor example. Okay. Apply all filters and sort by category. All right. In their example, they typed in milk. Location's not technically an option. So Metro Plus. Category dairy. Price $1 to $4, but that would incorrectly give me nothing. Sort by category. Search. Put in 5 just for the sake of testing. Okay, outcome only related. Because location search is not a thing. Let's clear all filters. Okay, next story. As a shopper, I want to view items so I can see item details. Test. Select an item from the Browse Items page. Browse Items page, alright. Expected outcome, item detail view is shown. Browse item. So we select an item, I'm going to say artisanal sourdough bread. Okay, we see the price, store. Alright, we get to see everything. So that's green. Next test, select an item from the search page. Item detail view is shown. Alright, so we go back to the search page. Use cheese because they gave it as an example before. Aged cheddar cheese. Alright, aged cheddar cheese has been shown. So it's green. Mark this as green. And yes, and I went back and changed this highlight to green instead of changing the color. Okay. So the next story. As a guest, I want to log in and register so that I can save items to my account. Test successful registration with valid details. Okay, provide new email, valid password, required personal information. Alright, let's try to get to the registration screen. Log in. Don't have an account. Always default to Abe Lincoln. Abe at Gmail, create password. I'm just going to do the 6 letters, uppercase and lowercase. ASDFGH. And a number 1. ASDH1. Alright, so that's not working. Okay, registration of already used email. Alright, I'm gonna have to go into Compass. I have to look for an already used email. admin@groceryease.com. So that's not working. Test. Successful login with correct credentials. Enter valid email and password. Expected outcome. User is logged in and has access to account features. Alright, let's try and sign in instead. Regular user Alice Johnson. Alright, so that works. Oh, dang it. Okay, next test. Login attempt with wrong password. Expected outcome. System prevents login and displays incorrect password message. Okay. Alice Johnson. Invalid password. Oh, alright. The test failed because the registration kept saying that I had empty fields. Okay, the next story. As a shopper, I want to report an item so I can communicate listed inaccuracies to Groceryease. Report item with a valid reason. So the setup is logged in user selects a item, it clicks report, then selects a reason like incorrect price and submits. Expected outcome. A confirmation message is shown. Thanks for reporting, and the report is logged for review. Alright, let's try it. Log in back as Alice. Let's browse items. Back to the sour bread, report the item. Expired date, out of stock. Price is actually, I don't know, $10. Say that. Submit report. Successfully submitted. We will review it shortly. Alright. That works. The next test that is written here is report item more than once. Logged in user selects an item and clicks report, then selects a reason like incorrect price and submits. Logged in user selects the same item again and clicks report. Expected outcome. System prevents submission and an error message shown. You have already reported this item. All right. Yes, we will refresh the page. I guess we technically can't do that on this one. Try it on whole milk. Submit and then hit submit again. You have already reported this item. It flashed before my eyes, but technically it works. So everything here works. I guess it's just double insurance. Okay, on to the next story. Alright, I am actually re-recording this because I did not show the database during the first test. So I'll be running down them pretty quickly. Alright, the story is, as a shopper, I want to manage my grocery list so I can save items. Test, create a grocery list setup. Logged in, user opens grocery list page. Yep. Adds grocery list. This doesn't work, but I'll show you. There's nothing to show on the database because it says it doesn't work. So I'm just going to highlight that in red. Okay, next one. Next test is add an item to grocery list. Logged in item views item like banana. So we get a banana, we add to list. Before that, I'm going to go to Compass. I'm going to show the list currently. So we have 4 items. We have Store Metro Plus. This was just sample data, just for clarity, but here it will actually just pull from the item ID. So currently it's what, 689. Not really sure what it is, but when we go to list, open list, it's going to say it's pasta sauce. So for the test, we're going to go here. It says click banana, click add to list, adds item to from a drop down, items added to the list. So here we go add weekly essentials, add. We can go to check our lists, open it, organic bananas. This is going to get confusing because we're going to have to go to items, organic banana, see that number 689. I'm just going to look at the last 4 digits, 5079. We're going to go here, we're going to refresh it, look at the last item, 5079. I'm going to assume that's banana and not check all the item ID, because that would be very tedious. Alright, so this test is green. On to the next test. Remove an item from the grocery list. User has bananas in list and clicks remove next to the item. Expected outcome, bananas is removed from the list and updated list is shown. Remove. Let's go to Compass. Let's refresh. Alright, so it's already fewer items. There is no bananas as far as I can tell. Yep, so we're all good. So this test is green. On to the next test. Next test says view grocery list. User navigates to grocery list section. Expected outcome, user sees all saved grocery lists. Yes, works as well. Because we're not editing anything. We do not have to check the database. Alright, next test. Delete a grocery list setup. User has an existing grocery list and clicks remove. Expected. Alright. Expected outcome is list is removed from user's grocery list. So we actually have one item under the grocery list on the database. Let's hit delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. It's empty here. Let's update. It's gone. So it is green. It works. So overall, this should be red. Okay. On to the next story. As a shopper, I want to manage my account so I can change account details or delete my account. Test. Update account information, name, email address, setup. User navigates to user settings and updates name and email address fields. Alright, so we go to Adlis Johnson, account settings. Here we have edit profile. As H Johnson. Let's try that. H Johnson. Oh, I should probably show the database first before I hit save changes. Alice Johnson. Johnson, we're going to refresh. Nothing happens. Save. Try to refresh it. Alice H. Alright, so this one's all green. On to the next test. Change password. Setup. User changes current password, new password, and confirms the new password. Expected outcome, password is updated and users notified of successful change. Because it's hashed, I don't actually know what it is. I'm going to take it from here where we generated the data. Where was it? Change password. Current password is user123 exclamation mark. New password, I will call it all capital user. Oh, it has to include lowercase, sorry. Lowercase u, uppercase s. 1, 2, 3, exclamation mark. Passwords do not match, or just copy and paste it then. That's gonna get annoying. Okay, there's a change. So we should be able to see a change in the password hash. Password hash changed, so it has worked. On the database side, I'm gonna log out, log back in as Alice. All right, everything works. Cool. Screen. Next test, delete account. User clicks delete account and confirms the action. Expected outcome, account is removed from the system and user is logged out with a message saying your account has been deleted. All right, delete account. Type delete. In the previous test, we showed that Alice already exists in the database. Account deleted, redirecting, we're logged out. We're gonna go to the database. Alice H. Johnson. She is no longer in the database. So that test is green. Overall is green. On to the next story. As a system admin, I want to manage and remove user accounts so I can change passwords, update roles, and delete accounts. The test is view list of all user accounts, set up admin logs into admin panel, and navigates to user management. All right, let's go to the README. Let's look for an admin at groceries, admin 123, exclamation mark. Oh, did I enter it incorrectly? Oh, add caps lock on. All right, so we logged in. All list of user accounts displayed, reset password, update. Yep, so that's correct. All right, next test. Change the user account's details. Admin finds the user and clicks edit. Expected outcome, admin can change user's name, email, and user's details are updated on the page. All right, let's go to Bob Davis. Call it Bob A. Davis. Bob A. Davis. Let's go to the database before we change anything. Look for Bob Davis. We're going to save changes. We're going to go to Bob Davis. Refresh the database. Bob A. Davis, Bob A. Davis. Cool. So that has correctly worked. Highlighted green. All right, next test. Reset a user's password. Admin finds a user and clicks reset. Expected outcome, admin can change a user's password and confirmation message is shown. All right, we're going to reset his password. Bob A. Davis's password. We'll call it 123 user exclamation mark. Reset the password. It's hashed once again. We're going to update. Hopefully we see some sort of change. I assume it worked. Okay. See green. I'm not going to compare the two hashes. All right, next test. Delete a user account. Setup. Admin finds a user and clicks delete, confirming the action. The user is permanently deleted from the system. All right, so we're going to go back to Bob. We know that he's in the Compass database, Bob A. Davis. We're gonna hit delete, say okay. Bob's doesn't show up here. It's between Carol and Lisa. We're gonna update. Carol and Lisa, there's no entry. Bob has been deleted. On to the next test. Search user accounts, setup. Admin enters the username or email in the search bar. Selected outcome matching users are displayed based on search criteria. Type in John. Oh, forgot there's an H in it. John Smith. Filters correctly. No data was edited. It works. All right, next test, filter user accounts, setup. Admin applies a filter to list of users, employee role, expected outcome only, employee roles appear in user list. Let's get rid of our search. We're going to go to employee. For employees, that's a green. It works. So overall, the story, it works. Okay, so as an employee, I want to view items from my store so I can see the stock my store has. Test is view all inventory items. Setup, employee logs in and navigates to the employee dashboard. We saw John Smith was a employee last time, so I'm going to use that credentials. Here we see all the store inventory. All right, expected outcome, a complete list of items from the employee's store, name, stock, status, yep, price, etc. is shown. Yep, that works. On to the next test. Search for an item by name. Setup, employee enters apples into the item search field. Apple. Well, technically, that depends on which user and which store. So I'm just going to say salmon, seeing that it's on the list. Okay, so technically it works. All inventory items matching apples is displayed. Works. Okay, so the story works. Nothing has been edited, so we don't have to show database. On to the next story. As an employee, I want to mark an item as out of stock so I can update my inventory, store's inventory. Test. Mark an in-stock item as out of stock. Employee finds an item, i.e. milk, and marks it as out of stock. Since we're already on salmon, we might as well just do that on salmon. Mark out of stock. Okay. Let's see if this is an item. Organic. Salmon. Stock status slow. Stock 8. Refresh. We're going to see what happens with salmon. Stock count 0. Out of stock. Okay. So database works too. Alright, on to the next test. Mark an item already out of stock. Employee finds an already out of stock item and marks it as in stock. Expected outcome, item status updates in stock. So we already have salmon. Let's see if we can update it. In stock. I don't know what will happen to the count if I don't put a number in, but in stock status, cool. So it's updated on the database and it's updated here. Alright, so the story is green. Next story. As an employee, I want to add, remove, and update items so I can update my store's inventory. Test, add a new item to inventory. Setup, employee clicks add item, fills in the item details, names, price, stock, and saves expected. The outcome, new item appears in the inventory list and becomes available to shoppers. Alright, so we're going to be adding a new item. We're going to add new item. I'm going to show in the database that we don't have the item. Add name, eggs. Only got too many brackets. Okay, yeah, no item for eggs. I call something eggs. For testing purposes, I'm just going to put the random stuff in. Packed in stock. Okay. I know it's not a household thing, but okay. Just showing that all the stuff has been transferred. So that is green. Alright, next test. Remove an existing item. Employee finds an item, old serial, and clicks delete. Expected outcome, item is removed from the inventory and no longer exists in search results. Let's do that with eggs, because we just added it. Eggs, we're going to remove eggs. We're going to go to compass, try to find it again. It's gone. Eggs has been removed. Okay, update and item details. Employee selects an item and changes its price or description, then saves. Okay, free range chicken breast. Let's edit item. Let's change the price. $7.99. What's it called? Free range chicken. It's currently $9.99. When I hit update, it should be $7.99, and $7.99. Cool. And update details is reflected to shoppers. All right, so I'm signed in as Carol Brown. The free range chicken is $7.99, so it is reflected. All right, last test, try to add an item with missing required fields. Okay, set up employee eyes to add an item without entering a name or price. So the system should block submission and highlight required fields. That's not an option, it's blocked out. So technically the outcome hasn't been fulfilled and it is red. Okay. So I'm gonna just go over and review. So this story failed because location was not an option for one of the filters. This one was all right, everything passed. This one, apply location. Once again, location was not a filter option. That's why that story failed. This one worked all right. This one, so registration, could not register. It kept asking for more required fields, so that's why that story failed. This one worked. This one, grocery store could not be created, so this is why this story failed. Just gonna highlight it. This one was all right. Everything's green. I missed this a little bit. Resetting password. Everything works on this one. So I'm gonna highlight it green. This story passed. The employee could see everything. Well, I want to mark an item as out of stock. Update inventory. This story passed. This story, as an employee, I want to add, remove, or update items so I can update my store's inventory. It's because at the final test, it did not highlight the required fields, so that's why it failed. So it's all the stories in the demo.